Hi, I'm Alison Massey, registered dietitian and certified diabetes care and education specialist. It's lunchtime and I'm going to show you how I used a few things from the Dollar Tree to put together delicious, nutritious, and very balanced lunch meals. And it's one of my favorite customizable ideas that I often talk about with clients in my clinic, and that is a healthy grain-based bowl. So I'm going to show you how I made a grain-based bowl 4 different ways, and I used most staples that I bought in my Dollar Tree grocery run, with the exception of the fresh greens that I included, the egg, and a little bit of the garnishes that I used for each of the bowls. So let's get started. So what I used as the base was, actually I used the 90-second brown rice instant packets. There's no sodium in these. They're super quick cooking. But as a backup, when I went grocery shopping at the Dollar Tree, I bought this brown rice. So when you have more time, I do suggest making this. It lasts longer and you can get a lot of meals out of this. But the good thing to note is that because I portion controlled the rice, and I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute, I was able to get 4 different meals using this one rice packet. So when it comes to rice, a lot of my clients with diabetes are concerned, and rice does send blood sugar quite high. 1/3 of a cup cooked, which is right here, is equal to basically eating 1 slice of bread. Okay, so for each of these bowls, I really just used 1/3 of a cup in each of the bowls. And that's how I was able to stretch my rice, but it also made sure that I, kept everything very, very balanced. So that's what I would recommend starting really for everybody. So we need a little bit of a whole grain base. If you don't like brown rice, you could alternate this with other types of grains that you enjoy. But again, you can customize it to your taste preference. This is just what was available at the Dollar Tree. So bowl number 1 is probably one of my go-to last minute, I'm too tired to make anything, lunch or dinner meals. And that is a grain bowl with greens and some type of pan-fried in olive oil egg on top. You can prepare the egg many different ways, but I usually just do one, a few red chili pepper flakes. And in this case, I did collard greens because that's what I had in my refrigerator. So you could steam those, you could prepare those how you normally do, but you want a lot of greens. Greens a couple times a week, unless you have medical reasons not to include them, are really nutritious for you. And just to add a little something extra and some extra healthy fat and a little bit of protein to this meal, I actually added 1 or 2 of the sardines that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I don't normally include sardines in my grocery shopping run, but I saw, how economical these were at the Dollar Tree, and I was like, wow, that's actually a great way to get a little bit of healthy fat. You just have to be careful because there is, some sodium. So that's why I just put 1 or 2 in here. I think that little extra saltiness will taste really good with my egg, with the chili pepper flakes and everything else I've got going on. So bowl number 1 is just egg, greens, and brown rice, essentially. And you can doctor it up with all different kinds of seasoning. My next kind of bowl inspiration is more of a Tex-Mex style bowl. So what I did for this one was I used some of the black beans that I bought at the Dollar Tree. The rest of those black beans, because it was a really big can, I'm going to use in a chili recipe that I'll show you in another video. But I did a little bit of the black beans mixed with the corn. And that quantity, because both of those are starchy vegetables, if you will. The beans are the plant-based protein, but also a starch. I'm going to keep to roughly 1/2 cup. And then I've got my 1/3 of a cup of rice. And this one, because I wanted it to be kind of like taco bowl style, I actually did some fresh lettuce greens that I had with a little bit of some shredded cheese on top. So this I'll put like a little bit of dressing on, but it's a plant-based protein meal. Beans a couple times a week are actually very nutritious, and that's why I bought a lot of beans and lentils from the Dollar Tree, because they're very economical. And a lot of times if you're working on improving cholesterol levels, including beans a couple times a week is a great option because they're very, very minimal in terms of saturated fat versus some of our animal products that we might be including in our diet. So this is bowl number 2. Bowl number 3 is very similar to my egg bowl, but instead of using an egg, I used my pinto beans. So drained and rinsed the pinto beans, added a little bit of seasoning on top, some red chili pepper flakes, which I thought would be really good if you like that extra heat, but you could use any kind of salt-free seasonings on here. So it's basically beans, rice, and greens. Simple, delicious, and again, you can put this together in like 15 minutes or less, especially if you use the canned version of beans. Last but not least, I did another kind of seafood inspired rice bowl. And this one, I used the Spy Thai chili packet. Bumblebee makes several different flavors of this. So if you don't like this one, they have other options. But I've got my tuna here, the greens, brown rice, and a little bit of sriracha on top. So super, super simple. So grain bowls do not have to be complicated. You can customize them to your your food preferences. The portions can be adjusted. Always heavy on the vegetables though. So that's a key for weight management, for blood sugar management, for cholesterol management. All of us need to eat more plants. But I hope this kind of inspires you to, get in the kitchen and realize that putting together budget-friendly, nutritious meals does not have to take long. And how great with the ingredients that, are provided that I had, just that like one little packet, I got 4 different meal options out of that. And I have a lot of leftover beans, pinto beans, corn that I'm going to be using in a chili. So, this is great. And especially if you have a household where you have people with different preferences, you can make this and customize it or almost do kind of like a family style bar, if you will, where everyone kind of self-serves and adds their protein of choice, their vegetables of choice, and puts it together to their liking so that you can really kind of offer something that everybody likes. I hope this inspires you to do some budget-friendly shopping and to put together some meals for yourself this week.